Hi fantasy managers and welcome to FPL Team Talk. So in this video I'm going to go through my watch list for Game Week 34. It is a big double game week. I'm going to look at some of those players that I'm interested in and also look at those players that may suit other chip strategies. So if you enjoy this sort of video, if you find it useful, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and in the meantime, let's take a look. Game week 34 then is a big double game week. We haven't got many weeks left. There will be other double game weeks to come, but I know a lot of people are intending to free hit in game week 34. If so, I've already released a video for that, so check that out. If you are planning, like myself, to wildcard into game week 35, then it is going to be all about using those transfers to hit the doubles. If you have no chips left, I do think you're caught between a rock and a hard place depending on how many double game weekers you have for 34. Not only will you want to attack some of these double game weekers, but you will also need to be wary of those doubles happening in 37, also 35, 36, where there's probably better sides, more fashionable sides that you'd want to target as well. So I'm not going to go into how many double game weeks I think is acceptable because it's very difficult to say. The more you have now without taking hits, the less you'll have later on. And some of the sides that we've got doubling now, I wouldn't say are perhaps as attractive as the sides later on. We do have the likes of, and I'll bring it up on screen now, all the double gamers that are taking place fixtures. The likes of, we know that Arsenal are doubling. We have the likes of Wolves doubling as well. We've got Sheffield United, but I mean, again, they're not going to be really that desirable. Bournemouth, Palace, Liverpool definitely, and we'll have a look at some of those assets. But ideally, I'd say I'm going to go for probably about 10 double game week players. But then I'm wildcarding, so I can dead end to my side. Ideally, I think you want to be having at least 7 or 8. But I do get it. You will need to have an eye on those players that are doubling later down the line. And we'll have a look at some of those options. In terms of the players that I'll be looking at, I've broken it down into teams and the players within those teams. So firstly, I'm going to have a look at Liverpool. And I think it's pretty straightforward in terms of their assets. In no particular order, I do think Diaz is a good option in midfield. The price is decent. A double game week for Liverpool at Fulham and Everton looks pretty nice as well. Salah, always on penalties. I think, would I go as far as to say he's a must? I think I probably would. I think he's an absolute essential, if anything, to have in this double game week. And he's an absolute captaincy choice as well. On pens, always plays. Midfield, his XG and underlying stats is brilliant. Whether or not he's still hitting the same heights as he was before, regardless, he is still a very good FPL asset. So Diaz, Salah, and I think Darwin, those were the three I would be going for. Jota, you could have a punt with him, but I think the minutes is a worry. I don't dislike McAllister, but I think, again, I'd still rather go for Diaz in midfield. And the other option would be someone like Virgil, who, again, I don't dislike. And with not many options in defence, perhaps that wouldn't be a bad shout either. But I think there's more exciting picks with those midfielders and strikers. The other one to mention maybe now that Bradley's been ruled out for 3 weeks could be Trent. I do worry that he's just come back and he's had quite a layoff, so I wouldn't be convinced he's going to start both Fulham and Everton, especially when they have the likes of Gomez that could play there along there, and Tsimikas as well. So I'm not sure if he'll get the full minutes, so I would be a little bit wary about bringing him in. The 3 for me, got to be Salah, probably in the order of Salah, Darwin and Diaz. The other side that do double and have a decent double as well are, of course, Arsenal. They have Wolves away, then they have Chelsea at home. The fixtures off that don't look too bad either. Saka, I think, has to be the number one choice. You have to go into the double game week him. The others, I have gone Gabriel. I don't mind. If you think Ben White's going to play, that's fine. I don't mind that if you have the money. Gabriel perhaps is a little bit cheaper, so offers a little bit better value for money. And maybe then the next one's difficult. Odegaard, because you just know he's going to get the minutes. I don't hate doubling up on that Arsenal because their defence is just so good. Could they keep a clean sheet against Wolves and Chelsea? I think absolutely they could. I do rate that defence highly, and there's just very few defenders out there. Well, no one would guarantee clean sheets that I look at and think they're going to have the potential for clean sheets. So I would personally go for Saka, absolutely. Odegaard is possibly my second choice. And then maybe Gabriel. I don't mind White. If you think Kivior or Zinchenko is going to get minutes in both games, by all means, they're more attacking, go for them. For me, I think I would just like the security of knowing that Gabriel will get those minutes. The next one, and they have a decent double. On paper, I'd say they probably have the best double going into this game week 34. And that's Crystal Palace. West Ham at home and Newcastle at home. Newcastle on a great run at the moment, but you'd still say they will concede chances. And Palace just playing really well. Eze is a clear and obvious choice. His underlying stats look great. He's on pens, all set pieces. Scored a weekend as well. He's 90 minutes. I think he would have to be my number one pick from Palace side. And I'm definitely looking at bringing him in for this game week. And then the other one I am also looking at is Mateta. Now, I have toyed with the idea of even captaining Mateta, but I think that's for another video, just to take an absolute punt. He's absolutely nailed. He's played something like every minute, or every start, every game since about game week 16. So I do like him. Elise hasn't played 90 minutes yet and hasn't come back fully from fitness. So again, I worry about his minutes in those two games. And the end, defensively, I don't mind those two fixtures for Palace defensively. And again, he has played last 10. Muniz, I don't mind. It's much as him, Anderson and Mitchell have very similar underlying stats. None of them particularly for a wildly exciting attacking route. But I think, I would probably end up having to go for Muniz. I just think he looks the decent option out of the three. In terms of other players, if you're not free hitting and you're looking longer term, and he is one of the most popular players to bring in this week, and I absolutely get it. Don't hate it at all. And he's Newcastle on a flying run of form. They have a double later down the line in 37. Their fixtures look decent. Away at Palace is a single game week. Then they have Sheffield United, Burnley and Brighton at home. That looks great. And he's on such a great. You know he's going to play every game. I really like it. So Newcastle's fixtures definitely look attractive to me. You could also go Isaac. I don't mind that as well if you wanted a forward slot to fill. For me, going for a double game week, I mean, when I'm going to wild card in game week 35, I'm absolutely going to be looking at Isaac or Gordon, potentially both. But for one game week, in game week 34, where there's a double and other players available, I'm not sure where at Palace I'll be looking to bring him in. I think I'll be looking at elsewhere. Unless I already was loaded up on Liverpool players. I mean, Chelsea do have more fixtures coming up as do Tottenham, so I'll be potentially looking at that. But I can absolutely see the attraction of Newcastle, and I will be looking to get on to that Sheffield United game. But for game week 34, it's a risk because they are playing so well and scoring so many goals. I think I'll be prepared to. I'd rather back a double game weeker to score more points than Gordon or Isak against Palace. I mean, who will score more points? I'm thinking about Mateta at home to West Ham, at home to Newcastle, or Isak away at just Palace. I think my money would just have to be on Mateta. And also I'm saving money. Let me know what your transfer plans are in the link below. That's it for this one then, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below what chip strategy you are under and what are your transfer plans for double game week 34. We'll come back at you with a team selection video, and I'll be putting together my wildcard side for game week 35. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I shall speak to you soon.